Welcome back to Fight Corner, your #1 source for combat sport content. Today, we're diving into the upcoming clash between Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin. We've gathered insights from boxing experts, promoters, and fellow fighters to break down the co-main event. Let's get into it. Promoter Eddie Hearn expresses some concerns about Joshua dealing with Wallin's southpaw stance. However, with Ben Davison in his corner, Hearn believes Joshua fully understands the game plan and is poised for victory by the end of the year. Hearn said, "When we say he has an issue with the southpaw, he had an issue with Usyk, who is a pound-for-pound #1 maybe. But Wallin's good. They've sparred rounds before. AJ beat him in the amateurs. It's a long time ago. Yeah, but really, ideally, you don't really want to be fighting a southpaw, but you should be dealing with Otto Wallin. And we have enough faith in Joshua's ability to take that fight, win that fight, but it will be tricky, and he has to be aggressive in that fight. I believe he will stop him. Joshua has to use his attributes. He has unbelievable hand speed, he's a monstrous puncher, and he has a great jab. What he has done over the years is he has actually improved the other facets of his game. His defense is much better now. Everyone always says to me, oh, the old Joshua. The old Joshua didn't really know what he was doing. I want him to get that violence back, but he has other assets to his game. But I do think you will see a more aggressive Anthony Joshua on Saturday." Wardley acknowledges Wallin as a tricky competitor, but expects Joshua to handle him within 6 rounds. He emphasizes the importance of a confident and aggressive Joshua, showcasing the ambition we've seen lacking in some past performances. "I do give Wallin a strong chance. He is a tricky competitor. He is on a string of good wins and has a lot of confidence behind him, and a confident fighter is always a very dangerous fighter. But I expect Joshua to deal with him inside 6 rounds, to be honest. If we see a confident Joshua who is concise in what he wants to do, and you can clearly see he is aggressive in the way he wants to press the fight, press his opponent, put them under pressure, and win basically. Not to say he hasn't wanted that in the past, but I think some of that ambition has been lacking in some performances. But if we get the Joshua of old, I almost think he will cruise through this performance." Wilder likes the matchup between Joshua and Wallin, predicting Joshua's victory if his mind is in the right place. He warns that any distractions, especially thoughts about future opponents, could spell trouble for Joshua. "I like that fight between those two guys, and may the best man win. I see Joshua winning this fight if his mind is in the right place. If he goes in there with self-confidence and the will to win and the motion to go and do what he's got to do and get the job done, then I see him winning that fight. But if he goes in there thinking about what's next, especially when it's pertaining to me or any other thing outside of that, then he might be finding himself in some big trouble."
All right, name him out.
Okay, Joshua against Otto Wallin.
Joshua. I think Joshua knocks him out.
How many rounds do you think?
6 to 8.
Miller believes Joshua might have underestimated Wallin, calling it a tough fight for Joshua. He questions Joshua's mental state and how he'll perform outside the UK, hinting at potential challenges in Saudi Arabia. When he fights in the UK, he has a little more oomph in his step a little bit, but when he fights outside of the UK, we don't get the same fiery person. The playing ground is going to be a little bit more even out in Saudi. I wish all of the luck to Otto Wallin. I want to really be the one to knock out Joshua, but may the best man win. It is what it is. Johnny Nelson, George Groves, Carl Froch, Evander Holyfield, and Ricky Hatton share their insights. While they acknowledge Wallin's potential as a tricky opponent, the consensus is a Joshua victory, provided he remains aggressive and focused. Nelson kept it simple, telling pro boxing fans, "I'm looking forward to Anthony Joshua. I think he gets rid of his opponent." Groves said when speaking to Seconds Out, "Otto Wallin might be a tricky, tough fight. Usyk was a tricky character, and maybe Otto Wallin, another southpaw, could be a tricky fight. I can't see anything apart from a Joshua win, but you never know." Former super middleweight world champion Carl Froch said, "I do think Otto Wallin has got a chance against Joshua. Joshua is quite negative and is a bit nervous. If Otto Wallin believes in himself and he sticks it on Anthony Joshua, it could be game over for Joshua. If he doesn't rise to the occasion and meet Wallin with aggression, then this could go wrong." Evander Holyfield, when talking to media, said, "Well, Joshua's got the range. It appears to me that when people don't pressure him, he gets his shots off, then he wins," said Holyfield when speaking to the media. I don't think he stands pressure real well, but if it's a distance fight and they keep their measurements, he's going to outpoint him. Former two-weight world champion Ricky hadn't weighed his opinions down and said, "This is a great fight for Joshua. Wallin is a tough opponent and just what Joshua needs if he is to face Wilder or Fury down the line. Wallin has only lost the once, and that was on points to Fury when he caused Tyson all sorts of problems. I think Wallin will be hungry for the rematch with Tyson Fury and will be looking to make a statement, but I don't see him beating Joshua. I think Joshua will be too powerful for him and he will stop Wallin in the later rounds." So there you have it. The experts are split on the challenges Wallin might pose, but they generally believe in Joshua's ability to secure the win. Do you agree with their predictions? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth boxing analysis. Until next time, keep those gloves up.